What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Master and Drum Whiskey Room on Whiskey Wednesday night. Good to see you guys. What is up? So glad you guys are hanging out tonight. We are going to have a show tonight, guys. We got whiskey, we got bourbon, we got rye, we got an epic blind tasting. We got some a new segment called What Pissed Off Jason This Week. We got the announcement of BLENDAGEDDON, BLENDAGEDDON IV, which is happening. I got a lot of questions about that, so I'm going to be announcing that in a little bit. The announcement of a couple new picks coming out from the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club. So it's a friggin' action-packed show tonight. Well, I don't know about action-packed, but packed show. Some news stories we're going to pick. Some news stories we're going to fit in there as well. So, man, a lot to get to tonight. So really glad you guys are hanging out. A couple of announcements too coming later. So. All right, let's get into the folks that are hanging out here in the chat. Rebecca Page actually was the first one to comment early on. She said, "Good luck to contestants." Rebecca Page is a past winner of the BLENDAGEDDON. I think she won BLENDAGEDDON 2, I believe. Cameron Lochner's here. John Graybill, what's up? Sugar Kitty, how you doing, Sugar? Scott Pigsley's here. What's up, man? Roy R. Does Things. What's going on? John Farron's here. Cheech Artolino, of course. Got to hang out with Cheech Artolino on his live stream last night. Whiskey Encore. Definitely, guys, go check out Whiskey Encore. It's always a fun time. It was kind of the first time I got to do a nice little one-on-one and just hang out with Cheech and just hang out a little bit. It was a good conversation. We talked about some fun upcoming releases, which we'll get into. Justin Jenkins, Robot Scott's here. What's going on, buddy? JG in the house. Mellow Fellow 7's here. Tyler Sadler already dropping in the super chat. Let's try and turn possibly into debt. He wants me to give away a bottle tonight, so I think we will do that. I think we will give away a bottle. I think what we're going to do, well, I'll get into that as soon as I get to the chat here. Wade Ward's here. Jeffrey Wack, Justin Kim, Trevor Kunkel's coming in. Pop him, don't watch him, of course. What's going on, man? It's that time. Pop them. Chris Buzalencia is in the house. Austin Feltz, what's up, man? America. Unif Pocus here. Steve A, what's going on? The OG Wrench. How you doing, buddy? Always good to see you hanging out. Dan B, Aiden's here. Tim Gorgeous, what's going on, man? The Brew Baker Maker, what's going on? Ernie and Brian Walsh. Green P. Jason, I got a Willet Straight Rye release, that rare release today. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, if you like, man, I think Willet makes damn good ryes. Whiskey Nose in the house. What's going on, Marty? Nice to see you, bud. Austin Felt says toasted. Yeah, we're going to try the toasted. Yeah, everyone, if you can, please click the like button while you're hanging out in the chat below. Definitely helps out the channel. Helps, get people to hang out and check out the channel a little bit more. Scott and Suzanne are in the house. What's up, Scott and Suzanne? East 78210. What's going on, buddy? Whiskey Mountains, Audriana is here. Audriana. What's going on? The Bourbon Ranch, hit that friggin' like button on your way in. Nice to see you, Trev. Nick Foles is here. Awesome. So let's just friggin' dive into the first whiskey of the night here, guys. I'm gonna dive into the Basil Hayden Toast. So I just grabbed this here in Ohio this week or last week, whenever the hell it came in. Actually, no, I didn't get it here. I had a buddy of mine found one and sent it to me. So yes. So thank you. This did hit Ohio on Tuesday. I did see it in the store, but wouldn't you know, it actually got sold out, so people love the toasted, even though I'm kind of over the whole toasted, thing, people are still loving it. So for Basil Hayden Toast, what they did was they took the rye out. Now, Basil Hayden is known for having a high rye mash bill. What they did was they took the rye out and had brown rice put in. So there's brown rice whiskey in here rather than, they took out the rye, had the brown rice for an even smoother, more mellow experience, as if Basil Hayden regular 80 proof wasn't smooth and easy enough. Now we have this shit. All right, let's try it, guys. So you still get the Jim Beam nuttiness, but you also get toasted marshmallow. I mean, caramel, vanilla. I mean, that's really all you get. What's funny about Beam is I don't know if you guys ever noticed, like when Beam does a press release or they talk about a Booker's or anything like that, the tasting notes are very Like some people go really deep into like these elaborate tasting notes. Beam is like, you're going to get vanilla, caramel, you're going to get some oak. Yeah. Fucking buy it. It's good. That's really all you get. Like on the side of this bottle here. Toasted wood, vanilla, light mouthfeel, finish, sweet caramel, and that's all you get. Those are the tasting notes, and that's generally the tasting notes on like every Jim Beam bottle, which is hilarious. Whiskey Mountain says, I've always wished it was smoother. I don't know if that's possible. So does it taste like water? Well, we're gonna try right now, Tammy. Nice to see you, sweetie. Here we go. It is very easy. I mean, this is kind of a nice like palate, kickoff whiskey. I mean, this is just like a session whiskey. A session bourbon. You could just sit there and drink that all night. So, there's nothing like bad about this. Is it my profile? No. Would I buy another one of these? Nope. But Basil Hayden is an extremely popular bourbon. It's one of the top bourbons sold across the country every year. Even though it drives me nuts that it's like $50 and still only 80 proof, and people spend that money on it. I think there's a certain stigma or I shouldn't say stigma. There's a certain aura around Basil Hayden that just makes it seem like it's more premium. So people spend the money on it. It drinks easy. So if you're in that camp, you love Basil Hayden, you love the 80 proofer, then I think this is a nice way to get you in the category of a toasted bourbon without going to a higher proof if you want to stay in that 80 range. However, I mean, yeah, just like nuts, caramel, vanilla, and some toasted marshmallow. You do get the toasted oak, though, a little bit. Yeah, it's really sweet and easy on the palate. I mean, this just is just like, whoop, it just goes. Really nothing hanging on. You get a lot of sweet, you get a lot of caramel. Like really light, sweet caramel. Like light caramel, but somebody dumped a little bit too much sugar in the caramel. I mean, it's really sweet. The marshmallow's there. You do get that little bit of a oak, like a oak prickliness, almost like an oak tannin feel as well too, which is something typically that I get personally on something toasted, but it's there. Man, I mean, the third sip, it's just like nothing. I mean, is this a nice little alternative to Basil Hayden? Yeah. I think it actually adds a little bit more of a sweetness profile to it without the little bit of a harsh rye kick. So if people thought Basil Hayden was easy, wait until they try this. The people that love Basil Hayden are going to flip out over this because it's just a nice, sweet, easy drinking bourbon. It's a great session bourbon. I do think it adds a little bit more of an interesting layer of flavor to regular Basil Hayden. Because if I'm going to go Basil Hayden, if I'm going to go rye, I'm skipping Basil. I'm going right to OGD or Old Granddad or Old Granddad 114. I'm not going near Basil Hayden. Now this, if I want an 80 proofer, that's something a little bit more interesting. Maybe I would go for this. I don't know, but I still don't like the price at $50. I think there's other good 80 proofers out there that are cheaper and will do the job. But if you're a Basil Hayden fan, not terrible. Not terrible. That's all I'll say. I wouldn't buy another one. But if you're in the Basil Hayden camp, then go for it. Not too bad. All right. New Whiskey Eyes, Leon and Trisha. How you doing, guys? So I think that's a new channel, Whiskey Eyes. Am I correct, Leon and Trisha? I think I caught you guys. I think you guys have a channel. Do you not? Let me know if I'm imagining that. Yep. Welcome to the Drumline. Thank you so much. Let's see here. How old is it? Well, it's non-age stated. So I think they generally say it's, they say it's about a 5 to 6 year old bourbon, I think. So let's see. First time watching live from Donald Racy. Love your channel. Thanks so much, Donald. Thanks for hanging out tonight, man. Let's see. Better question. How much is it knowing Basil Hayden? Yeah, it's about $50, $55. Trev. I'm thinking no to the basil toasted. Yeah, I mean, yep, easy, smooth. Sounds like a nice date. Marketing, yeah, it's definitely. Well, that's the thing too with the whole toasted, toasted craze. It has become a very big like marketing grab. Like if you don't have a toasted bourbon out there, it seems like all the distilleries are jumping on some sort of toasted product. I mean, we even saw Wild Turkey's doing it with their latest Master's Keep release that's supposed to be coming real soon. So the label looks like a Dollar General can of corn. Eric Gunderson's, thank you so much, man. He's sipping some barrel bourbon, batch 27. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, it has never been good to me. The Basil Hayden, yeah, Basil Hayden, I can't deal with. Yeah, I mean, because it's got like that. Basil Hayden is known as a high rye bourbon mash bill. It just doesn't I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me because it doesn't have the rye kick I want. Now that, on the other hand, is probably something that someone that wants an 80 proofer, maybe it's more looking for something really, really sweet and easy. So I think it fits that profile, but I'm not sure how available that's going to be. It's supposed to be now a definite, I think, addition to the lineup, but we'll see. Other 80 proofers that I like. So 80 proofers. As far as 80 proofers go, that's a good question. I think the original Old Grandad 80 proofer, I actually prefer over the Basil Hayden. You can go Ancient Age, Benchmark, Very Old Barton makes a decent 80 proofer. There are some decent ones out there that you can find. Let's see here. It's the same price as Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel in 1910. So I'll pass. Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. You look at the competition that it's in, Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel is at 94 proof. And then you have the 1910, which is about $55-$60 as well. That's 93 proof. But again, they're all really different. I'll probably do a nice little, maybe a video on some like toasted products and kind of compare them all because I think they're all really different. In its own regard, like 1910 is more chocolate espresso, very, very like earthy and dark and rich. And then you have the Elijah Craig Toasted, which I think is more in line with like a very typical toasted bourbon profile, but it's got a little bit more punch and sting on the back end. That is just really gears on the sweet side, not much of a finish at all. So they're all really different. Let's see here. Basil Hayden was, in my opinion, really good when I first started out and liked anything that had little to no flavor. Well, yeah. I mean, I think for a good starter, Basil Hayden could definitely fit the bill. What's your thoughts on Penelope 4-grain? I was thinking of pulling the trigger, but also speaking of toasted barrel, they released a toasted barrel. Should I wait to get that? I haven't had the toasted stuff from Penelope yet. I know I'm a huge fan of their 4-grain barrel strength. So their 4-grain barrel strength from Penelope, I think they're terrific blends. So if you're waiting to try Penelope, try the barrel strength 4 grains. I think you'd be really surprised. They're really good. All right, so tonight we're going to try a couple of new bourbons and ryes. Well, a bourbon and 3 ryes. But before we do that, I want to, I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. The latest release for the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, we released our Backbone Bourbon Sherry Finish. Oloroso Sherry Finish. This is a 6-year-old MGP product, finished for almost a year in a first fill Oloroso Sherry cask. So there's the sticker. We still do have some available on sharedpour.com. So we've opened it up to the masses. So I'll drop the link in the chat here if anyone wants to grab one. They're really, really good. I'm actually going to compare it here real quick to the 4-gate, which is a sherry finish as well, the new one. So you can definitely check it out. I think tonight what I'm going to do is give away one of these, or I will give away a pair of the upcoming picks we have coming out, our Ezra Brooks Cast Strength and our Rebel Cast Strength. So I'll give away one or the other tonight. I'll give away either that one or a pair of these. So, but you're going to have to wait like a week and a half for these to actually to hit the market. So let me know in the chat if you guys want in. Just send any super chat. The mods can help with keeping track of some names, and we'll give away one or the other tonight. So So yeah, let's see here. If anyone didn't get their backbone, or if anyone did get their backbone bottle, let me know in the chat. Wesley Zeller says, got my bottle of backbone today and is very good. Yep. Yeah, the Rebel is like a peanut butter cup, and the Ezra is like drinking Mexican hot chocolate. It's like a spicy hot chocolate. Those are the best ways I can talk about that flavor profile. So real quick, before we get into the 4-gate, let's go through a couple news stories here. Well, actually, before that, I do want to say a huge thank you to all my patrons who have supported the channel lately, who have come on, and because of you guys, we get to do all these amazing picks. You guys are really supporting the channel and everything that myself is doing, and also with excuse me, also with me and Scott are doing as well. So I can't say thank you enough for it. It's been amazing, and I can't wait to see. We got a lot of plans next year for some even more epic picks. Jack Daniels, and we got some really cool stuff coming up next year. So really appreciate it. Just want to say a big thank you. So, all right. JG, I want my whiskey and I want it now. Heather Keller, my backbone will arrive tomorrow thanks to Hock and Cannoli. That's right, the Hock and Cannoli. Yeah, if you guys are thinking about becoming a patron, then you automatically are, you're inducted into the Match and Journey Whiskey Club, and you'll get crack at, you'll get a first, second, maybe third crack at some of our picks here. So you could join as little as $3 a month. You can go up to about $50 a month, and you'll get first crack at the picks. I do a lot of Patreon only content as well. We just did a hangout last night, so we get to just chat, ask some more questions, and it's a lot of fun. So up to you guys. So I just want to say thanks again to all of you out there. So new releases. One I'm actually really excited about. Speaking of, well, it's not so much toasted, but it's Heavy Char is back from Parker's Heritage. So I think some of you guys heard about this one. This is the Parker's Heritage Heavy Char Wheat Whiskey. So this sounds like it could be really, really good. Not really sure what to expect with this one. I have had a toasted wheated bourbon. I haven't had a toasted wheat whiskey yet. So Heaven Hill Distillery announced the 2021 limited edition release. This is the 11-year-old Heavy Char Wheat Whiskey. This is the 15th edition in the series, bottled at 61% ABV. Will be available next month for $140. So again, this continues the series of releases we've seen with the Heavy Char. First, we had the rye. Then we had the bourbon, the bourbon last year, and now we have a wheat whiskey. So this is composed of 75 barrels charred for 1 minute and 30 seconds, which is a level 5, as opposed to the traditional 40-second char, which is level 3 for Heaven Hill. This features a mash bill of 51% wheat, 37% corn, and 12% malted barley. It was matured for 11 years on the 6th floor of Rickhouse Y. This release is the second time wheat whiskey has been featured in the Parker's Heritage Collection. The first was 2014's original batch cast strength. So really cool release. I'm actually looking forward to that one. If I get my hands on one, the Parker's Heritages for me are usually kind of tough to come by. Let me pour this now, because usually these Oloroso finishes need to open up a little bit. So let's get that in the glass. Let's go to the comments. What do you guys think of that one? Hey, Black Bourbon Family's in the house. Richie Z's here. What's going on, guys? Let's see. David Friedman, the Russell's Reserve pick is a fave bottle 2021 so far. Oh, thanks so much, man. Yeah, we can't get enough. People love to look at the birdie Russell's Reserve pick. It's crazy. People are loving it. Jim Coleman comes in. I may not have a spine, but a backbone will do. Thanks, Jim Coleman. Appreciate that. John Beckham came in. I love Reese's Cup. There you go. Yeah, bottle giveaway tonight. Enter by Super Chat to win. Let's see here. Would this be a Bernheim on steroids? Not that I'll see one. I think that's going to be, yeah, I think it is going to be Bernheim on steroids for sure. Hey, toast to my son who just shipped to Marine Boot Camp. Awesome, John. Cheers to your son. Hopefully he stays safe, and good luck in Marines, man. I know a few Marines. Cheers. I'll take a sip of that a little bit, but cheers to him. Whiskey Eyes, Leon and Tricia, thank you for recognizing our channel. We are a week in, or so into YouTube. We love your channel. Thanks for all the great information you give. So, guys, new channel alert, Whiskey Eyes, Leon and Tricia. Yeah, definitely give him some support. Go check him out. Give him a subscribe. Awesome. I hope I don't regret passing on the 4-gate batch 14. We'll see. Drinking some Barrel Dovetail. Oh, I love that release. Eric McDaniel's ready for Blendageddon. All right. All right. So next story up. And we might have talked about this one real quick, but in case you haven't heard about it, the next little book. This has gotten a lot of divided reaction in the whiskey community. And here it is. This is the next little book review. Now we're looking at a little book chapter 5 called The Invitation. So this will be the 5th chapter in the Little Book Whiskey series. According to the press release, the title is a prompt to fans of American whiskey to expand their palates, as well as a reflection on Freddie No's experience blending and innovating chapters of Little Book over the last 5 years. So this is the polarizing part. In this blend, a 2-year-old, I'm not shitting you, 2-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon. Next up, a 3-year-old malted 100% rye whiskey. Third, a 5-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon. And then lastly, to round all those youthful notes out, a 15-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon. This is bottled at 116.8 proof, MSRP of $125. Additionally, beginning August 25th, chapter 5 as well, as a super limited few cases of Little Book Chapter 1, the Easy will make its debut. Products for a new direct-to-consumer quarterly membership program from the James B. Distilling Company called Barreled and Boxed. We'll get into that in a little bit just right now. So I mean, you're talking about a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 5-year-old whiskeys in there, and hoping to round it out with a 15-year. If that bottle had to have an age statement, you're looking at a 2-year age statement on that bottle, which I think is just, it's crazy. So I think for people to pay over $100 for that, it's a lot to ask. But, you know, guys that can blend, girls that can, like, we've talked about, Sherry Carter. We've talked about, you talk about some of the guys that just do, what's his name? Jim Rutledge. I mean, just people that really know how to blend really well. I think Freddie No is getting to that point where he's getting trusted. So I still feel like people will buy this to try it. Some really great things can happen when you blend a young bourbon with a older bourbon. I think the problem is there's so much young stuff in there. It's like, they don't tell you the proportion. So it's hard to figure out exactly how much 15-year we're going to get in that bottle. So either you trust in Freddie or you don't for that price point. Also that program they were talking about, the Jim Beam, it's a subscription program where you can get Jim Beam special delivered and curated boxes delivered to your door. The only caveat to that is that you have to live in Kentucky in order to get that program. Now, whether or not they expand down the line, we'll see. But I think we're going to start seeing more of this as we go. Remember Marianne Eves from, formerly of Castle and Key. She's the one that's, she's blending all the Sweetens Cove. She has her own kind of blending blind kit that she came out that's really expensive. It's kind of a right to your door type of what do you call it, subscription. And I think this Jim Beam thing will be kind of the same thing, but you have to live in Kentucky in order to take advantage of it, unfortunately. So any of you guys in there gonna, join that, you think? I mean, I know if Audrienne in the chat, I know if she lived in Kentucky, she'd probably sign up for that. Yeah, Barreled and Boxed. You can, and also live in Washington, D.C. Okay, so there's two areas, Washington, D.C. and Kentucky, to get that stuff. Little Book, the Electron Cloud says, Little Book Chapter 7, we went back to the future and here's some corn seeds. Joe Locke says, nah, he's not interested. It won't be as... See, that's the thing, Cohen. I agree. Little Book Chapter 3 was such a beast. I mean, that had every small batch release from Jim Beam, all at cast strength. The only time probably most of us will ever have a Basil Hayden at cast strength was in that blend, which was kind of cool. All right. We have one more story to get to, and then we're going to get to we're going to taste 3 Old Carter rye, speaking of Sherry Carter. I got samples of the 3 newest ryes that they've released, so I'm going to try through those. But first, let's get into this 4-gate. Old Sherry Pike. So this is batch 14. This just released today on Sealbox and starting to drop in places where 4-gate's available. This is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey matured 88 days in Spanish Oloroso sherry casks. MSRP, like most 4-gates, we're looking at about $200. So let's try it. Man, get a lot of proof on the nose here. I actually get a lot of nuttiness, which is something you get from an Oloroso sometimes. Man, 88 days. Man, compared to the backbone pick that we did, this is a lot lighter on the sherry. This is a little bit more bourbon forward. Bourbon says, Little Book Chapter 8. We strained this through Fred No's old jockstrap. Oh, shit. Yeah, there's definitely some fruit flavors here. It's not overly dark or overly rich. I mean, if you guys see the color here, it's pretty light. It's got a nice light color to it. So nothing crazy here. All right, let's try it. Again, it's nutty. It's fruity. It's got kind of a drying finish a little bit. Sometimes sherry can be a little drying. (118.9 proof. It actually drinks its proof. It's definitely up there. Hey, what's up, Abby Who Inks? Nice to see you. All right, yeah, the sherry, the nuttiness, the little bit of like a dark, like a little bit of like a raisin note, dark fruits starting to come in a little bit. The proof definitely hangs around. It's got some bite to it. It's a nice sherry finish. I think the bourbon that was in here was actually Barton because it's got that lingering spice on it. It's really, really spicy. You get the sweet, the nuttiness, the cherry, and the spice. Honestly, this isn't one of my favorite 4-gate releases. You know, honestly, I think I prefer my pick over this. Bill and Bob, if you're watching for 4-gate, I'm sorry. I mean, is it good? Yeah. I mean, it's a delicious bourbon. There's nothing wrong with it. It's got good sherry influence, not overdone. You still get a lot of that spice on the back end. The proof definitely hangs around here. This might be one of the few times I want a little bit more sherry out of this. Like it's there, but it's very faint. You know, I know they don't like to get it a little bit, you know, high in the, you know, with a type of a long finish, but I feel like for the price, I want a little bit more sherry influence than I'm getting, at least right now. So I still think the Kelvin Collab 3 and the Ruby Rye Springs are still, you know, up there as my favorite releases. But is this good? Yes. Is it a $200 bottle to me? I would have to say no on this one. I think 4-gate has put out some other stuff that's been incredible. This one, to me, is not really one of my favorites. So if any of you guys are on the fence about it, maybe I just saved you $200. If you want a sherry finish, get our pick instead. It's available, and it's only like $84. So Lisa Grimm in the house. There you go. Getting same notes as you, and unfortunately, I judge all sherry first finish by Bardstown Bourbon Company and Jim Beam's Masterpiece. May open up in time. Yeah, but Cameron, I think that's gonna be a rough to wait to see what happens because the 4-gate, the Bardstown Bourbon Company Oloroso Sherry has a very, very heavy sherry influence, and so does the Jim Beam Masterpiece. I don't really think you can compare it. I mean, just if you line those three up, you're just gonna look at the color of them and see how dark those are compared to that 4-gate. So I don't really know if it's, I mean, it might open up to give a little bit more fruit, like some bright fruit notes, but that thing is never going to get as rich and dark as those Bardstown Bourbon Company or the Jim Beam's masterpiece. Lisa Grimm, starting with a little OF 1920 tonight. Nice. I got 351 in the chat. Welcome in, guys. Definitely hit that like button if you haven't yet. Really appreciate it. I thought RR13 would be much more available. Disappointed. Well, remember, Gerardo, this is going to be a yearly release. I think everyone just went ape shit. Everyone went bananas to try to get that stuff as fast as they could. You know, hopefully that doesn't happen every year. Hopefully it becomes a little bit more available year to year. But you know, we'll see what happens. But remember, this is going to be an annual release. So a lot of people still think that they missed out on the Russell Reserve 13. They're never going to see it again. They're going to be releasing this annually, guys. So if you didn't get it this year, you know, get a sample, have a pour at a bar, and, you know, work your connections next year to get one. It's not, you know, completely unavailable forever. So just saying. I didn't know that. That's good news. There you go. Yep. Master Drum, how do we get another bottle of your Foregate? Michelle Martin. They're all gone, Michelle. Sorry, Michelle. They're all sold out, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, I'm glad everybody. I mean, we're getting so much great feedback on that pick and also the Wild Turkey one. So the Russell Reserve, I should say. So one more story for you Buffalo Trace fans out there. Going to use my game show voice, all you Buffalo Trace fans out there. Here it is. The expansion is coming along. So Buffalo Trace Distillery is making headway on their $1.2 billion expansion, which includes more barrel warehouses, construction of an additional still, additional fermenters, expanding the dry house operation, and much, much more over, you know, the past year. According to the press release, despite these strides, it will still be a few years before its supplies can reach the demand of its crazy, thirsty bourbon fans. But after all, good whiskey takes time. So one of the most important construction projects started in the past year involves repurposing the oldest aging barrel facility, Warehouse B, to a new dry house. Though it was built in 1884, Warehouse B has sat empty for 2 decades for quality control reasons because of its proximity to the cookers and fermenters. So, so they're making headway on their big expansion, which is pretty cool. There were some cool articles that came up, and people posted some photos. So here is actually a shot of the new still that they're going to put in. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, you see that huge 40-foot tall by 84-inch in diameter copper pot column still. So that's what you're looking at right now, which is pretty huge. This is what the old warehouse looks like, or the old still house, and then this is where they're dropping in the new fermenters and stuff like that, where it's how they're refurbishing it. And then here's some pictures of them actually dropping them in, which is actually just really incredible how they do all that. So, yeah, so we have a lot of headway making its way there at Buffalo Trace Distillery. Again, you know, all you can hope is that more of their products is available down the line. The Buffalo Trace craze and demand is just, you know, has just crazy insane. You know, it just means more 6-year-old Blantons for all of us. I can't fucking wait. Did that sound a little too sarcastic? A little bit. Must be compensating for something. Oh, shit. After this next Blendageddon, you should do a blind flight of all the winners. I wish it. Well, I mean, yeah, if you guys could redo all your blends. Yours was pretty easy to redo, Rebecca. Did you see Buffalo Trace recent insultingly out of touch bourbon hunting video? No, I didn't see that one. It doesn't surprise me that Buffalo Trace comes across as very out of touch. It's almost like they just don't pay attention to anything going out in the market. I know the marketing people do, but I don't think, you know, really a lot of the, you know, I mean, everybody that works at Buffalo Trace is great. They're so passionate. They're so they love the distillery. They love the whiskey. They love the bourbon. And, you know, I get all that. But unfortunately, the stigma out in the market is just, it's both like, it's, you know, it's a double-edged sword. It's, you know, one side of it is it's so in demand and so crazy that anything they put out just gets just completely blown up out of proportion for whatever reason it may be. And then on the flip side, you know, you have the people that really do enjoy Buffalo Trace and they can't get it. And when they do find it, it's jacked up in price. And, you know, I don't know. You know, we can keep talking about it over and over, but it's not going to change anytime soon. I just don't understand the craze of it all the time. It boggles my mind. I'm sick and tired of trying to figure it out. Because I say to people over and over, what the fuck are you doing? Stop chasing Blantons, man. But, you know, people don't listen. Oh, that reminds me. I'm working actually on a show, a live show that might happen. And this will probably make you guys laugh. It's the ultimate Blanton's tater. Might be here live on the show. I actually work with the guy. He works at the same place that I work. And I had no idea that he was a Blanton's like super mega fan. He has like a $50,000 Blanton's collection in his house. I mean, releases from back in the 80s all the way up until today. Special releases from Europe, from, you know, the Café du Monde. I'm sorry, Café du Monde. That's what I say. I'm thinking about the beignets right now. The La Maison, those releases, just all the crazy like releases that you can get. The Japanese releases, he's got all of them. And he came to me with an idea. He's like, you know, it'd be really cool if I came on your channel and you guys and we could like do like the ultimate Blanton's tater. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we're working on for him to come on and talk about his all the stuff. And I'm hoping we could get to try some Blantons from like the 80s and stuff when it was an older whiskey. And we might have another guest on there that might know some deep like, you know, backstories to Elmer T. Lee and the whole story about Blanton. So it should be actually pretty interesting historically wise. And if it happens, I'm actually really looking forward to trying some of the older Blantons. So we'll see how that goes, but it should be fun. Yeah, he has Blanton Silver. He's got all of them, dude. I'm telling you. Yeah, 50,000 Blantons. What is that? 6 bottles on Flavio. That's very accurate, actually. Hey, how those Mets doing? They're fucking terrible. They won today. But yeah, they're what did I tell you? I said this last week. What did I tell you guys? The Mets after the All-Star break have a habit of tanking, and that's exactly what they're doing. Just saying. Maybe I put the kibosh on them. But you know what I did? I have like this Mets bat that I have downstairs here in my basement, and I actually brought it upstairs and like put it next to the TV to hopefully like give them some luck so they could fucking hit the ball because they can't hit for shit right now. And look, tonight they scored all these runs in the final inning to win the game against the Giants. So until further notice, that bat is not moving. I know it sounds stupid, but it's true. I just saw the new old Carter in the store today, Master Drum. Yep. Will Henderson says go Braves. Yeah, Braves are playing really well right now, which isn't surprising. But does he have Blanton's Ultimate? I don't know. Is that a thing, Blanton's Ultimate? DC, the 7.2 Octomore finish in Syrah cask is a peated beauty. The Syrah adds a tick sweetness of strawberry and cherry jam. The finish is vanilla. Damn, dude. DC, let's connect on Facebook later. Let's trade samples. I think I have something for you that you'd want to try, but I have to try that 7.2 because that sounds ridiculously good. Hey, Bourbon of the Week is here. Sorry I'm late. What did I miss? Not too much. So right now we're trying the new Old Carter Rise. These are, as Top Shelf Dustin mentioned in the chat, you guys should check out Top Shelf Whiskey. If you're into very high-end scotches, that is a channel you want to follow. Absolutely epic bottles those guys try, Dustin and Mike. So check them out. So this is batch 7, which comes in at 115.5. Batch 8, which comes in at 115.8. And batch 9, which comes in at 116.4. So I have not had a chance to try these at all. So these are fun first impressions I'm getting. I want to thank Sherry and Mark Carter sent me these. So let's try batch 7 first. Ooh. I'm getting a ton of like Christmas tree and orange on 7. Wow, that is really, it's extremely floral. This is like a real big like rye, like a whole rye punch in here. Definitely get like rye bread, a little bit of brown butter there. Definitely some black pepper, a little bit of spice. It's very savory. I almost got like rosemary in there. William Wiley, got your backbone pick in today. The nose is amazing. First time ever trying backbone bourbon or sherry finished bourbon. This is a great pick. Amazing job. Thanks, William. I'm glad you're liking it, man. Yeah. If you guys do a super chat tonight, you could win. Could win one, or you could win a pair of the Rebel and Ezra picks that we got coming out in the next like 2 weeks. Poppin' to Watch says, batch 9 won my blind challenge of the OC 7, 8, 9 rye batches. OC is all, I mean, Popham is all over the OC, man. I love it. Troy's the man when it comes to the OCs. All right, let's try this one. That one's very herbal. I almost get like rosemary, mint, like basil. Again, kind of laced with that orange, like that orange zest, pepper, a little bit of, yeah, I get like maybe like a touch of like cinnamon and like cardamom, like herbal tea, like a lot of herbal tea notes, a little bit of honey. Yeah, that one is really interesting. It like reminds me of a Willet a little bit, like an older aged rye, like a Willet in a little bit of a way. Yeah. Very savory, herbal, orange, good amount of sweet too. Man, good spice on that on the back end. That's a nice rye. It's very straightforward. There's nothing about it that's like wowing me like to death, but it's very layered. It's got a lot of the savory notes rather than the sweet. This is more on that savory side, peppery side, like a rye drinker's rye. All right, let's go to 8, and let's see what we have here. Again, 115.8 proof. Will Henderson says, working on getting you that Cooper's Craft Braze glass. You know what? If you get me that glass, dude, I'll display it proudly in my whiskey room. Aaron Lerner. I'm drinking Old Carter, the Old Carter Rise. This is, I just tried batch 7. Now we're doing batch 8. All right, so batch 8 comes in on the sweeter side. Yeah, batch 8, there's way more of an oak and caramel, vanilla presence here. You still get some of the rye spice, but 8 is not nearly as herbal as 7. Wow, it's a huge difference. Yeah, this one's a lot sweeter. You still get the orange zest. I get a little hint of like more lemon in here too, which is nice. Very citrusy. I'm actually getting a little butterscotch in there. For a rye whiskey, this is leaning more towards like a Kentucky rye. Let's try this one. Oh, that's all rye on the palate, though. All rye on the palate. So batch 7 gives you the herbal and the savory and a little bit of the sweet nose and palate. The batch 8 is a little bit more sweet on the nose, and then you get all the savory on the back end. Blanton's, Mets, Old Carter, Backbone, you're all over the place. Tasting something. Yeah, I am tonight. All over the place tonight. Thank you so much, Taste and Sensibility. I appreciate that. Woo. That's got a nice bite to it. That's very, very orange the more you sip it. That is like orange, honey, ginger tea. with some of like the vanilla caramel notes now wrapped around it. That's great, like orange blossom honey tea. That's what 8 is. I definitely like 8 over 7 so far. Take a little sip of water. Scott Pigsley, what's up, Jason? I see we're not flexing at all with the OC flight. Well, these are just samples. They're not bottles, but I do have a chance to get a bottle in New York at my place over there, West Islip. So I'm hoping after tasting, I'm not sure what batch it was, though. I got to see which batch it is. Hopefully it's, I really like 8. I'm maybe hoping it's 8. We'll see. John Farron says, just here with the water tonight. Great show. Thank you so much, man. Rarebird 101 in the house. What's going on, everybody? Say hi to David Jennings, the man, the myth, the legend of Wild Turkey. All right, let's go to 9 here. Oh, all right. Okay, all right. Oh, 9's nose is way more candy. This is a nice blend of savory and sweet. I felt like 7 was all savory. B was 8 was mostly sweet. Getting a nice mix of savory and sweet in batch 9 here. Nicholas Hinkle coming in with super chat. He says, hey, bud, coming out to Columbus from Oregon for the big game, and would love to buy you a drink, bud. Nicholas Hinkle. Yeah, I mean, if I'm around, yeah, shoot me a message on Instagram. So far 9 easily has the best nose. I mean, it's a really, I'm getting a little bit of chocolate in there for a rye. The orange spice is still there. This is like more brown sugars. Like it's just older or something like that. Just got a nice brown sugars in here. Oh shit, the mash bill's in the house. What's up, man? What's going on, Swags? Miss you, buddy. Hope you're doing okay. All right, here we go. Cheers. Oh, yeah. 9's beautiful. 9 is just popping and watching. Lord, this Matching Journey Russell Reserve pick is Werther's Original Candy, dipped in orange candy, dipped in sweet oak. Looks good, too, in my M&J Glen. There you go, buddy. Glad you're enjoying it, man. Yeah, actually, yeah, if you guys follow David Jennings, Rarebird 101's blog, he did a really nice write-up 2 times on our look at the birdie Russell's Reserve pick. Really glad he enjoyed it. Coming from him that he liked it so much is huge praise. So thank you so much, David, for that. Electron Cloud, shout out to Rarebird 101. His book on Wild Turkey is fabulous, an absolute steal and worth the physical version. Well done, sir. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. Jason Busey, any butterscotch on that? Jason Busey, guys, it's Jason Busey's birthday today. Happy birthday, Jason. Here you go. Cheers, Jason Busey. Happy birthday, bud. I meant to shoot you a message on Facebook today. I was really hoping you were in the chat, but really want to say happy birthday to you. Jason Busey is a legend in the Whiskey Tube community. Thank you so much for all you do, man. Cheers. Hope you're enjoying your bike. So, yeah, the orange and the rye all definitely come back on 9. And 9 also just drinks a little bit softer than 8 does. It's really between 8 and 9. Man, both are good. The 8 has such a distinct orange honey like tea quality. Man, I don't know which one I like more. So I would say if any of you guys see these, yeah, I think I'm digging 9 for sure. If any of you guys see these, if you like a more savory rye, if you're a fan of Willet, if you're a fan of, you know, really like savory notes like basil, rosemary, black pepper, like very distinct notes of rye bread, go 7. If you want something a little bit softer, there's a really nice balance of sweetness here, but this is all rye on the palate. It smells sweet. You definitely get the rye on the nose. Yeah, for sure. But on the palate, you get more of the citrus, a little bit of honey characteristic, a little bit more brown sugar in there. It's a tad bit sweeter than 7 is. It's somewhere in the middle between these 3. It's kind of a nice progression. And then 9 is really the most rounded. I think it's the sweetest one out of all 3, but it also has the most interesting finish for me. It's not as spicy as 7. 7 might be the most powerful as far as like punch, but 9 doesn't bring you the punch, but it actually lingers the longest. So like for me, I think I'm digging 9, but 8 for me is really close. I really like the mix of like that sweet and the spice and the savory that's still there. 7 might be a little bit too savory for me, even though I do like some of those notes. But when you get into these, I mean, that's the best way I could break it down for you. So if you guys are interested in the Old Carter Ryes and you see them and you're willing to spend the $200 on them, and that's your profile, all 3 are really different. So hopefully that kind of helped you with your selection if you see any of these. So 7, super herbal, super, savory, a lot of orange. Second one, there's still a lot of orange in there, but a little bit more honey, a little bit sweeter, more brown sugar, not so much savory on the nose. And then right here on the end, the 9 is probably the most rounded, a little bit. I'm not sure if it's the oldest, but it's definitely coming across that way. And it's got the most complex finish. And I think it's also the most like syrupy on the palate. So I think 9 overall would be my choice. So there you go. All right. Master Drum, assuming OC are available at same cost, would you pick up an equivalent rye, whiskey, or bourbon? So if your only options are the bourbon 9 or the American whiskey or the rye, I would take the bourbon 9. But if bourbon 8, 7, 8, if you have say you have all of them there, then or say you only have like, that's hard. If there's no bourbon batch 9, then buy an American whiskey, because I think those are the best bang for your buck. If you find an American whiskey 6, even better. American whiskey 4, even better. 5 is okay, but not as complex as 6, in my opinion. So American whiskey 6. If you have a choice of the bourbon 9, then go for it. Even the bourbon 10 is pretty good, but still out of the 10 and the American whiskey 6, I would still take the American whiskey 6. The ryes for me are good, but there are so many good ryes out there. It's hard for me to say, yeah, go spend $200 on a rye. So, oh shit, Joe Ballesteri, $50 super chat. Thanks for pulling the Sam Houston 15 off the shelf last night to compare to the Russell Reserve 5. Oddly, you like batch 9 OC bourbon and now batch 9 OC rye. Thanks for the recommend. Oh, that's true. Maybe because 9 is my birthday number. I don't know. Maybe there's a thing there. Doug Christoph met the Carters at World. Oh, nice. Yeah, they're amazing people. Sounds like a blend of the 3 of them would be a good way to kick off Blendageddon. Glad you said that. Had a chance to speak with Sherry Carter through email asking about OC Drop in New York. Wonderful person, and they're passionate about what they do and the magic they create. Absolutely, it's easy to root for them for sure. Even though some people will say, yeah, their whiskey is overpriced, but when you meet them and you know the passion they put into it, and they're so accessible as well, it makes it a little bit easier to spend that money, honestly. Some people don't see it that way. They say, it's too expensive, whatever. And I get that part of it, but they're an easy pair to root for when it comes to, supporting their whiskey, all the whiskeys that they come out with. Is OC9 better than Old Forester barrel strength rye? No, I don't think so. I think Old Forester, again, I've only had the one sample. So Tim M, sipping on Cristal's proof down Dr. Pepper on way to Florida. Flat cola notes leading into slightly spicy back end with an earthy algae ice finish. Cheers. Not sure how to take that, Tim. Brian Toner, happy hump day. What's up, Brian? Oh, shit. Got a couple more here. Love the mellow corn. What's on the shelf? Would love to see you tear through a corn whiskey tasting. That'd be interesting. There's not many that are around, unfortunately. Just got my first bottle of 4-Gate Rye last weekend. You did not steer me wrong, sir. Blew my friends away, hoping for literally any bottle of Old Carter at some point this year. Well, good luck to you, man. William Edwards, do you know how wide the Old Carter distribution is? Florida here. They just added a bunch of states. I just can't remember I can't remember exactly where. If you go on their Instagram, they list where their states are, even their website, I think. They did expand to a few more states. Old Carter is another one where I always bought their releases and showed up to grab the new batches last round and be told, we sold out yesterday, the day they came in. Thanks, Jason. Yeah, I know it's my fault. So what's your take on Rebel Yell Weeder? I think it's a solid weeder. For the price, I mean, it can't go wrong. I do prefer these Rebel cast strengths, these picks, over the regular version of Rebel. The Rebel 10 years, though, are really, really good. All right, so I'm going to blend all three. And then while I'm blending and this is sitting, it's time for the announcement of Blendageddon. Before we get into our blind flight, everybody, here we go. Get ready for Blendageddon 2021. 20 more entries than last year. If I say the taste that's in there, you're gonna know exactly which blend it is. I mean, it is so rich in flavor. It's amazing stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Sunday evening Scotch versus Donald Rants for the World Whiskey Blend Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of Blendageddon, the World Whiskey category, Donald Rants. We have Andy Gray, Anthony McKeever, Michael Cook, James E., Ben Compton, John Gresham, Jeff Perkins, Jason Coates, Richie Z, Old Charter, that is Matthew Porter, Mr. Perfect, and Wise Guy Whiskey Guy. And you know what else, guys? We have a winner. We have a winner. I have chosen this. So whoever the fuck number 10 is just won Blendageddon, and we're about to find out who won. No way! No way! The winner of Blendageddon 2020, no joke, Matt Porter ADHD Whiskey. Oh, shit. Who's pumped up for Blendageddon 2021? You guys like my hype reel? Oh, man. I'm very excited. So, Blendageddon, for those of you that do not know what Blendageddon is a chance for you at home to craft your own whiskey blend, send it to me, and get it entered into Blendageddon. Now, how it works is you guys send me your blends. I put them in basically a random head-to-head bracket where I choose the names randomly, and those two whiskeys will go head-to-head. The winner of that head-to-head matchup moves on to the next round, and so on and so forth until we crown a winner. Now, last year we had 36 whiskeys overall. We're doing two categories again this year. We're doing World Whiskey Blends. So in that arena, you could blend Scotch, you could blend Indian whiskey, you could blend Irish whiskey, Japanese, whatever you want to craft that blend. And then you have the American whiskey category where you could blend bourbons, you could blend light whiskey, you could blend rye whiskeys, whatever you want to blend in that contest for those two categories. Now, if you want to enter both, you're allowed one entry per category. Or if you just want to enter one in world whiskey, or if you just want to enter one in the American whiskey category, you can do that as well. You guys have about a month to get your blends in. To me, if you guys have a blend that you want to enter, hit me up on Instagram or Facebook, or even you can email me at themashanddrum@gmail.com. or if you're a patron and have a blend that you want to enter, you could message me there, and we'll get your blend in the running. So the defending champion is Matt ADHD Whiskey, who blew me away with his blend last year, which was incredible. Oh, I missed Michelle's super chat. I'm sorry. Let me go back. I'm talking on and on here. Michelle Martin. I saw hers early. Is it a different Michelle? I don't see another one. Yeah, mailing address the same as last year. If you guys have, if you guys entered last year and you want to get in there. Adam Hinson says Nickel Tabasco and Old Crow definitely going to win. Hey, Blaine Patron, what's up, man? Man, we love you here in Houston, Texas. You are the effing man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Blaine. Thanks for hanging out. Cheers to you guys in Houston, man. What size pour do we need to send? I would recommend sending about 4 ounces if you can. 4 ounces is good because if you make it to the next round, I definitely need some more than 2 ounces to keep tasting to get you to move you on further. Ryan, Angel, can we get someone with a better palate to be the taste tester? Well, that's the thing this year. So the little bit of a twist this year is I might be sending the final 4 blends to other whiskey tubers to test them. So that might happen, actually. It might be more of a fair test if it's not just me. So yeah, I think that's a possibility that could happen this time around. But yeah, head-to-head matchups, same as last year. We'll do the whole bracket. It'll be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to trying your blends. I've been getting a lot of questions about Blendageddon. When are you doing it? And here we go. It is time. Let's see here. My Remus 5 arrives in 2 days. Looking forward to doing my own taste test. Yeah, man. I love it. Shoot, I was just messing. No, but I'm serious, Ryan. That might be a twist this year. I might actually send some of the blends to a couple of other guys to see if they like it and see which one they like. So, well, if you want the fairest, most amazing tasting notes ever, don't send it to me. I like the twist. I'll be sending a sample in Whiskey Tornado. Okay, so Whiskey Tornado's in. I love when some of the whiskey tubers get in on it. It's great. Joe Locke, hit me up at themashanddrum@gmail.com, and I'll tell you exactly where to send the blend. Okay. Adam, you said, what do you think is the best batch of Sam Houston 15 this year? I've only had the one. I've only had the Kentucky one. So, and that one is delicious. I've heard others are not great. Actually, no, that's not true. I did have a sample of one in California that was not that great, honestly. So, the mash bill, got to try to win some Happy Juice. Also, Livewire Whiskey is 3 subs away from 300. Let's get him there and maybe check out the mash bill too. All right, there you go, guys. Livewire Whiskey, another great channel here on YouTube. Go there, give them subs. They only need 3 more to get to 300. I think we can get 3 guys, so go help them out. Robot Scott says, Robot Scott has been on the fringe, I think, the last 2 years. His bourbon, his blends are like almost there, but somebody always just kind of takes them. Robot Scott, don't quit, man. Make a blend and send it. I don't want any of your Jephthah. Get the hell out of here with that. Let's see here. I'll be sending a sample too, says Christopher. Awesome. All right. Fireball and Blanton's done. Hey, you guys could send in shit too if you want. It's over. That'll be a fun gag. Let's see. Hopefully people don't send you their Swilmageddon blends by accident. I mean, I would not, if I do get a couple of those, I'm not going to be mad, Bourbon is 3 subs from 150. Oh, Bourbon. Give Bourbon a couple subs. Whiskey Nose, hell, why not? I like supporting new channels. There you go, Whiskey Nose. Whiskey Nose, again, is another channel. Got so many channels. Illinois blend is solid. Okay, cool. Big Vic is in for his blend. So, yeah, I'm glad you guys are into it. Let's try this rye blend. Oh, you know what? The batch 7, all those savory notes just take over the blend. Absolutely take over. I can't get to the other notes of the other 2. all those savory notes, like the basil and the rosemary and the cardamom and the herbs and the orange and the Christmas tree completely took over that blend. Ooh. Yep. All right. I just saw a funny question here. John Cran says, I'll try for the first time blending. There you go, John. Get in on it, man. Popham says, if I win Blend Again and I'm buying a custom championship belt and doing the old Shawn Michaels photo shoot he did for WWF magazine, Google it. He's wearing just the belt. Oh, dear God. If he wins, we could look forward to a great photo from Popham Don't Watch Him. Holy shit. So we have to ship you our blends or just the recipe? No, the actual blends. You got to make them at home, perfect them, and then ship them my way. Yeah, that'll be for Swim Again. And we scored a batch 7 Old Carter Rye this week, and wow, we love it. Yeah, I mean, if you love those savory notes, those really rye heavy notes, for sure. DC, I already know my blend. Great. Now DC, I know, is sending me some fucking Dickel Tabasco shit. Already know. Chef Jason Cueto says, sounds fun. Yeah, man, get in on it. It'll be fun. Tim M, kick-ass shirts are shipped today. If you haven't been to the Mass and Drum shop, you're doing yourself a great disservice. Yes, go check out the shop. If any of you guys have not seen it yet, the Fuck Yo Train, the inaugural Fuck Yo Train shirts are available. That's right. That is me on a train about to run over Fred Minnick on the train tracks with my train carts full of Blantons in the back. So definitely go check it out. Check out the shop. You can drop the link in the shop. It's actually also in the description of the video. Yep, got them available for guys and gals if you're interested in a Fuck Yo Train shirt. So enjoy. So now for before we get into the 2021 blind tasting here, my favorite bourbons of 2021, it's time for a new segment real quick. And this one is called What Pissed Me Off This Week. All right, so I don't know if any of you guys have heard about this because Robot Scott and Whiskey Nose are in, so are we. Awesome, man. So on August 2nd, whiskey account, a little Instagram whiskey account called A Little Dab of Bourbon posted a picture of a new whiskey called Slapdick. I don't know if you guys have heard about this story yet. It's an agave whiskey. Now, whiskey is typically made from, distilled grain. Agave is essentially a separate sugar source that they use to make tequila and mezcal and other things. Slapdick whiskey is bottled and branded by Coach Jason Brown, most well known for his appearance in the Netflix show Last Chance U, and also founder of the Slapdick podcast. So that, if you just kind of hear the name, that's really all you need to know. Stop asking for Jephthah. See, people want to get finding more Jephthah. Recline says, what pissed me off this week, the Buffalo Trace Whiskey Wednesday that showed bourbon hunting, and the guy was a PGA golfer. Awful marketing and OBV. Yeah. I gotta watch that, because if I watch that, that might be next week's What Pissed Me Off. So this guy, Coach Brown, whatever he said, he's a no-frills, cigar-smoking, good old boy with no filter and no issues spewing inappropriate and disgusting language to a woman in the whiskey community. So with that said, he began to DM immediately to question her observation. So A Little Dab of Bourbon, she's she's got a really nice following on Instagram. She just posts about bourbon and whiskey and all sorts of stuff that she wonders about. She's a really sweet, great account. So he immediately DM'd her to question her observation, her occupation, and her integrity. Then he got nasty. He wrote, why don't y'all, I have the quote here, why don't y'all try it first and stop hating? You know damn well you'll have had much worse in your mouth and on your tongue. He went on to say more inappropriate stuff to her. And A Little Dab of Bourbon, her response was, I was completely shocked and appalled at his initial response to my post. She reread it several times because I initially couldn't believe it. because my post was only a picture with a cheeky message, nothing slanderous at all. Did several people in the comments have a visceral reaction to the name? Absolutely. But the majority were great questions from educated whiskey enthusiasts, asking things like, how is that label approved? How can agave whiskey be a thing? So it basically, that's what really pissed me off. The fact that this guy came on and instead of taking an opportunity to publicly reply and demonstrate his pride in his product and talk about his new whiskey, he chose to reply with a vulgar, sexist, insinuating response. And that's what fucking really pissed me off. I mean, I couldn't believe the guy's reaction. It was disgusting. It was crazy. And one thing about the whiskey community is that if you fuck with the whiskey community, and the whiskey community will punch you right in the mouth. And that's exactly what happened. So it kind of turned my pissed offness into, what kind of turned my frown upside down was legions of the whiskey community came to her defense, reposted his nasty comments. And after he did a nonsensical Instagram reply, by the guy talking about haters and, he was just being an outright moron instead of taking advantage of the free marketing opportunity to answer her questions with grace instead of like an asshole. So my anger was turned, to happiness when the Kansas distributor, Standard Beverage Company, responsible for supplying retailers with Slapdick, elected to no longer distribute it. Also, Mash and Grape, a popular online site, has also dropped it as well. And I think once you kind of lose some distribution, it's very, very, very hard to get other distribution. So I wanted to tell that story because I thought the whole reaction was disgusting. And then on top of that, his reaction overall has been met with such defense and such great camaraderie in the whiskey community. And it just, again, this is what the whiskey community can do. This is what it does. This is what we're capable of. Not only can we raise money for a great cause or come together despite whatever it may be, our differences may be. The fact that, somebody does this to one of our own and we could come back and get a fucking product undistributed, that's how powerful we are. And I want to thank everyone for defending her. So cheers to you guys. So that's what pissed me off this week. All right. Sounds like someone got his pee-pee smacked. A little bit. This is the perfect way to say it. Thank you, Trev. That guy can suck it. That's right. If you fuck with the whiskey community fucks you right back. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Go follow a little dab of bourbon on Instagram. Give her some support. Let her know that you're thinking of her. She's great and does great, just does great content on Instagram. So cheers to her. All right, here it comes. Dun, 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 dun. So last night I got in a conversation with some of my patrons about my favorite bourbons that I've tried in 2021. And honestly, the list wasn't that long. I've been more disappointed with releases this year than anything. This is probably one of the few years that, there's just so many releases coming out. It's hard to stand out. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe stuff has been better than I think it is. And that's why I do revisit some bottles here and there. But these 6 whiskeys, these 6 bourbons were easy standouts this year for me when I did my reviews. So I decided to put them in a blind tasting tonight and see how they do. I poured these a while ago. I'm trying to even remember what the hell bottles are in these. I have them right here. So this is what's in the blind tasting, guys. So we have Old Carter Batch 9 is in this. I absolutely love this batch. Speaking of Old Carter. Sam Houston 15, KY01. This was the batch that a lot of the YouTubers and everyone helped blend. Some of the podcasters did, and this Kentucky batch one, it just hits my palate perfectly. It's all butterscotch. It's all like Werther's Original Candy. That is my favorite profile. It's got like a dusty note to it. Foregate, we have Foregate Kelvin Collab number 3. This was the one that was finished in PX sherry and rum casks. My latest review, the Remus Repeal Bourbon Batch number 5. Absolutely stellar release from Remus, especially for the price, the amount of whiskeys, the amount of really nice aged bourbons that are in that blend. Might be a surprise to you guys, maybe not. Blue Note 17. This is a sourced Tennessee whiskey. All you guys thinking that this is Dickel, yes, it is Dickel, but it does not. I repeat, it does not go through the Lincoln County process. So this is just Dickel, 17-year-old high corn bourbon, aged 17 years, not going through the Lincoln County process. And talk about like buttery and all that other good stuff. We'll see how it does tonight. The only issue is that this is only 94.8 proof, so we'll see how it does here. And then last and certainly not least, of course, the Russell's Reserve 13 single barrel, barrel proof. So let's see exactly how this goes. I'm going to mix them up one more time here. Good work, Jason. Keep those What's Pissing You Off segments coming. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do one every week, as long as usually someone pisses me off every week in the whiskey world. So we'll see what happens. Mike M is here. What's going on, Mike? He's late to the party. If the Remus gets top 4 or 3, I may have to say screw my Master's Keep and just grab it. Budget be damned. Does the Lincoln County process happen before barrel entry or after? I believe it happens before. So, yeah, and they do it differently too. Like Jack Daniel's drips their whiskey through. They drip it through the maple coal, and they let it kind of filter down through and drip out. Whereas Dickel lets it soak in like a ton. They just let the whiskey soak in the coal before they drain it out. So it's two different methodologies that I think make it an interesting. You know, there's a really interesting like difference in flavor profiles when you compare Jack to George Dickel. Is Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye not a contender or strictly bourbon? This is bourbon. The Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye won my rye. Remember, I had that last year, and it won my rye of the year. So it wouldn't be in contention this year. The Mash and Drum, you can pick the 4-gate or but wrong. What? Again, you could pick the 4-gate or but I don't know what that means. Old Carter wins because it's the most expensive majorly. I'm not sure. Black Bourbon Family says, I think I'm going to pick the OC Batch 9. Do you really? That's interesting. I did like Larceny this year. I thought that was definitely one of my favorite batches, but it still doesn't stand up to these. I mean, it's definitely my favorite Larceny batch that they've released, but I don't think I would put it in a contender against these at all. But definitely my favorite. Master, I'm throwing my vote at the Kelvin Collab 3, going to pour some to drink with you, but this is my fave of the year. Okay. Well, you picked the 4-gate because it's best or you're wrong. Was trying to be subtle. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll see how it does. What's interesting about these selections tonight is they're not super high proof. The only one that's kind of a high proof is you have the 4-gate at 123, and you have the Old Carter. Well, even the Old Carter is only 116, but everything else, the Remus is 100, the Sam Houston is 103, the Blue Note's 94, Remus is 100, and the Russell's is 114.8. So, I mean, the only real standout proof monster in here is actually probably you lean towards a little bit more the Old Carter and the 4-gate. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to keep this order right here. Let's get some water. Mike M says, cracking open my Master Journey backbone for the occasion. Bottoms up. Let me know how you like it, Mikey. So, Brian, so the Dickel and the barrel blends are Lincoln County process Dickel. Yes. I asked Blue Note directly, like, how is this Dickel? Does it go through the process? And they said it does not. So I got that directly from Blue Note. Joe Locke, if only Russell's 13 was widely distributed, Flaviar has it for $6.25. Jesus, that's crazy. Flaviar is fucking crazy, man. Larceny's bottle, been bunking, enjoying daily for money, might be favorite of the year. I could see that. you know, if you can't get your hands on some of these, Larceny can definitely fall into that, you know, better year categories. I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing. This is the first time an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof isn't in this lineup this year. You know, as much as I do enjoy, you know, going back to the B521, I really like it. It's just not the flavor monster. It's more of like a really delicious, easy sipping Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, if that makes sense. But I'm curious what the C921 is going to bring next month. Crazy year with no ECVP. Didn't have it in my 2021 list either. Don't sleep on that Barrel Bash 27. Yep. I'm going Dickel Slap 17 for the win. Oh, shit. Yeah, EHT Warehouse C pricing makes R13 price almost look feasible. Yeah, the Warehouse C is just stupid. Just fucking stupid. That should have been my rant last week about the Warehouse C pricing. It's just fucking ridiculous. Anything Buffalo Trace puts out, I can't stand it. It's a 10-year-old. You're basically paying for Eagle Rare. A 100 proof Eagle Rare. That's what's in that bottle. Fuck you, Buffalo Trace. Shit. It's ridiculous. I mean, they bottle this stuff and release it like it's like, I don't know. Listen, I love Buffalo Trace's bourbons, but God, the marketing and the way this stuff comes out and how maybe it's not so much Buffalo Trace. I mean, you can only blame them so much. It's really the guys that are just putting this stuff up for that much money and people buying it for that much. It's crazy. Yeah, and I got to watch this bourbon hunting video. That thing sounds hilarious with a PGA Golf Star. Come on. All right. Oh, let me get my notebook here. Let's see. Whiskey Tornado. Just spent the last. Oh, thank you. I wouldn't pay over 80 for it. I mean, there's no. I mean, so the bourbon junkies were lucky enough to get. I think someone sent them a bottle to try it, and I don't think they thought it was that impressive either. So, I mean, to people pay, you're basically paying $2,000, $3,000 for the turquoise lettering on a can. That's basically what you're paying for. Listen, if that's what you guys want to do, if that's where you want to spend your money, I mean, let's be honest. Most of that stuff, guys, it's not. It doesn't get drank. It just sits on like a trophy case. So, you know, and unfortunately, that's what whiskey is to a lot of people these days. But, you know. Listen, I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. That's how you want to spend it. That's how you want to spend it. It is what it is. Do I think it's crazy? Yeah. But, you know, I'm sure I have bottles in here that people would look at me and see what I spent on those bottles and say, you're an idiot. Well, to each their own. So, all right, let's go A, B, C, D, E, and F. All right. All right, let's see. Will Remus lower proof hurt its chances? It could. It might. But the Remus has a lot of flavor, the Remus 5, for what it is. So let's go to the first one here. Oh, this is very candy sweet, very cherry. Man, it's always the first one's always tough because when I go through these are going to change a little bit. And actually, what's really nice is these are all really dark. These are some really dark pours, which I think is cool. Blame BT. I think scarcity is their marketing plan. But I mean, I get that argument. But look at the market, though. The demand for Buffalo Trace stuff is so insane. Wherever, I mean, especially in Ohio, whenever anything Buffalo Trace drops, it sells out in seconds. And then what does the state have to do? They have to go and ask for more. And you're just, you know, I could see why you can't keep up with the want of it and with the you know, with the demand for it. I do feel like though the Warehouse C isn't that old. I mean, you figure 10. I mean, they released Eagle Rare like crazy. Why couldn't they release more of the Warehouse C? You know, they kind of trickle it out in the market. They create big demand. I mean, they're not stupid. They know what's happening out there. I just feel like there's maybe something they can do about it. I wish they would, but I don't think they will. Thank you so much, Keith. Keith Weld, I appreciate your channel. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. The amount that they are dumping into production and storage, they are trying to fix the scarcity issue. Exactly. I mean, we won't see the effects of that for many years. That stuff needs to get up and running, and that stuff obviously has to age. So, ooh, this is a beautiful nose already. This is cherry, dark brown sugars. A lot of oak here too, like sweet, beautiful oak. Sweet, beautiful oak. All right, let's try this one. Holy shit. What was that? Oh my God. My palate's really sensitive tonight. I picked up so much, I mean, just candy. And not just like Swedish fish, like Werther's Original candies, cotton candy. Holy crap. What the hell was that one? That is just creme brulee all day. That's got to be a shirt right there. Creme brulee all fucking day. Jeff Winbush, yeah, I'm not breaking the neck to find Buffalo Trace products. The hunt has become too frustrating. I get it. I get it. Kelvin Collapse is Black Bourbon Family. Maybe. Maybe it is. I mean, that could be. I mean, that candy like rum, maple syrup all day long. God, that's good. Woo. That's how you kick it off. Good finish. These other 5 got some work to do right there. Oh, yeah, definitely clearing my palate here. The Buffalo Trace Kosher hit the market a few weeks ago, and then MSRP of 43, and stores are charging upwards of 130 or more for the straight rye. Nuts. Can you guys leave the kosher bourbon on the shelf for the Jewish people that need to fucking drink the stuff? Come on. The fuck? I should add that to what, you know what? I'm going to play it again. Why are you buying the kosher Buffalo Trace whiskey? Leave it alone. It is literally blessed and has gone through the freaking it's been blessed by rabbis. It's go through this whole process. So kosher people that follow a kosher diet can drink it. Stop fucking buying it and flipping it on the secondary, you assholes. Leave it alone. What are you doing? Just because it's Buffalo Trace, you need to fucking sell it? You idiots. Oh, God. Drives me nuts. As I say that, I have a bottle of kosher right back there because I needed to do a release. But yes, I need to do a review. Yes, I am part of the problem because I bought some. I did get 2 bottles, but after I had 2, I was like, okay, it's Buffalo Trace. It's very easy sipping Buffalo Trace. It's not anything special. And if it's not special, leave it. I haven't even looked at it or even thought about buying another one since I reviewed that stuff. Just leave it alone. If there's actually people that follow a kosher diet on there, leave it on the shelf. Stop buying it or stop trying to fucking flip it on secondary, especially if you're not fucking kosher, idiots. What are you doing? Leave it. They made it for a specific reason. Leave it alone. Said my piece. Okay. Huflung is a rabbi in training. Thanks for the support. Exactly. Thank you. It is. It's a basic pour. I mean, what are you doing? God, great rant. It's spot on. Yeah, if you guys listen, if there's anyone that's out there that's kosher that wants a sample, I will send you my bottle if you want it. I have no need for it. Just take it and enjoy it, please. All right, sample B. Here we go. Ooh, this is definitely darker. This has some oak presence on it. Blessed Buffalo Trace sounds like a corner. You know, it does sound like a gimmick, but it actually does come. In Ohio, when that first came out, the guy that I know at the store actually showed me the certificate from the I think it's, what is it called, the Rabbinical Association, the rabbi, it's basically whatever rabbi association blessed the bottles and everything. It comes with a special certificate telling you that it's kosher, and it comes in every single case that is shipped. So it's a real deal. So just leave it alone. Just saying. Looking in my fridge at kosher hot dog, says DC. DC, you want some kosher? You want some kosher whiskey to go with that? All right. This is very, very, very sweet. Very candy. A little bit of a butter pecan in here, guys. I'm telling you. Let's try it. Here we go. Oh, that's friggin' delicious too. That is all like candy. That's just all butter, brown butter, butter, popcorn, butterscotch, butter. My goodness, that's one of the most buttery whiskeys I've had. It's got a little bit of a funk to it, especially coming off of A, but A was friggin' delicious. That is super buttery. Nice finish to it, not overly long. Definitely hangs around a little bit, really finishes sweet. Oh, and it's still going. Oh, it's so buttery. Brown butter all day long on that. All right. Lisa Graham, thank you for the super chat. Do they bless it by the pallet or just the whole bottling facility? I think they do. I'm not trying to remember what I read, how they do it. Because I know the all the lines that fill the bottles have to be all cleaned out. You know, it goes through a special process before the bottles are filled. I have a feeling they bless the bottles, maybe the pallets, not just like per bottle. But I mean, even I think actually like I think, correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone is in the chat, I think when you, like, even kosher kitchens need to be blessed before they get into use. So maybe that process does happen. So that's an interesting question. I should probably look into that more. Darn Buffalo Trace rabbis aren't making enough whiskey. Yeah, the whole facility, from what I understand. I think, yeah, taste and sensibility, I think you got it. Yeah. All right. So two is like just butter and deliciousness. Oh my God, that's so good. All right. It's also, it'd be interesting to see. I haven't revisited these whiskeys in a little while, so it'd be kind of cool to see if they've changed at all. Let's go to number 3. Well, number 3, I'm not getting super rich of a nose here. Rabbis bless the raw ingredients. Oh, that might be too. Less ranty, more drinky. Sorry, Jeffrey. Good nose here. This is just very balanced, very caramel, very, you know, some dark fruits there, very heavy vanilla. All right, let's sip this one. Oh, that one is just very beautifully balanced bourbon. A lot of flavor. Decent proof point on that one too. I wouldn't say that's super high. That's just like a perfect blending of just really beautiful, dark, rich, like vanilla, sugars, caramels, a little bit of chocolate. Definitely some orange spice there. That's good. All right. I need another cup. Oh, that's good. That's getting better each time I go back to it. That might be, man, 1 and 3 are very complex. Whereas number 2 Has that just very intense brown butter note to it. All right, let's go to 4. Oh, 4 is funky. Oh, 4's got some really crazy notes going on here. So 4, getting a lot of maple syrup in here. Cherry, sweet oak. Get like those like vanilla wafers that you get. There's like a, I don't know. There's like that smell of like a fresh pack of vanilla wafers. I'm sorry, not like the small thin vanilla, like the cookie, like Nilla wafers. You know the cookies, Nilla wafers? Those are some of my favorites. Rob Shields, what's up, man? Thanks for becoming. Welcome to the Drumline, buddy. Let's see here. All right, here we go. I told you my palate's crazy tonight. I just tasted watermelon. Watermelon in that one. What the hell's what's happening right now? Watermelon. Jose Diaz, I'm going to drink some horribly underrated stuff in honor of Buffalo Trace. Redemption 10-year rye. Very good, man. That is pretty underrated. I got it again. It's like watermelon, maybe just like green melon. Man, what the hell is that? That's crazy. I got to write that down. Where's my pen? I lost my pen. There it is. That's really weird. Good finish on that one, though. Getting a little bit more fruit. This one's coming across a little bit fruity. Man, what the hell could that one be? I don't remember that note in any of these. All right, yeah, watermelon's going away. That first sip tastes like watermelon. And it could have been the water and coming off that one. Now we're getting into more of the oak, the spice. Yeah, no more watermelon. That was an aberration. Stewed water. Speaking of weird flavors, do y'all see the Jameson orange announcement? No, I did not. Jameson's coming out with an orange one. I think I saw somebody wanted to see the again. The FEO train shirts are available here. So if you guys want to check that out, please do. They're available on my store. And you can definitely grab them. They're available now. Like I said, I have them in hoodies and I have them in, just a bunch of different places. So, when it comes to, the exact what you want, I have girl shirts, I have men's shirts, I have hoodies. So definitely check them out, when you get a chance. All right, let's go to number 5. All right. Oh, 5 smells glorious. 5 is funky and oaky. Man, smells like a rick house. This is the jam right here. Oh yes, cherry, chocolate, all the things on this nose. This is rich. This is super rich, dark sweet bourbon. All right, let's go for a sip. Wow, that got really like candy corn on the palate, like really candy, butterscotchy candy. Ooh, that's crazy. Man, what the hell? These are all very different coming off of one another. That's the beauty of these blind tastings, guys. You have these bourbons in a certain order, any whiskey in a certain order, and one affects the other one. You're not really sure how it's going to go. Like after having that, I want to go back to 4 because 4, the first couple sips were just like weird. Oh shit, 4 is really delicious. Yeah, 4 is getting better and better. All right. Oh my God, this number 5 is ridiculous. Oh, that smells so good. The nose is great, but there's a I'm getting some youth in it a little bit. There's like a very bright, sweet, like candy corn note. Cotton candy, candy corn, buttered popcorn, however you want to call it. It's different than number 2. Number 2 was more of like a brown sugar, like brown butter type, flavor profile. This one's coming off like more sweet corn. So very interesting. Jeffrey Wax, so hyped for tomorrow. Must not touch samples. Thank you for including me. That's right. So tomorrow night, guys, real quick, it's our next Mash and Journey selection live. Jeffrey Wack is going to be in on it to help us out and help us pick. We're going to be picking a beautiful Blue Run 14-year-old whiskey, which I am super excited for. So 14-year Blue Run. It's going to be freaking amazing. That's going to be tomorrow night, 9 p.m. right here on the Mash and Drum. So hoping you guys can join in for that. It'll be a lot of fun. These Bull Run American whiskeys are incredible. Cannot wait to pick one of these. And it's a great value too. You get a 14-year-old whiskey for, I think it's about $50-$60. I mean, why not? So we're going to pick one tomorrow night. So, all right. Really impressed with letter E here. So yeah, rich nose, but very corn forward sweetness, like candy corn. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh, this one. This one has a nose kind of like E, where it's just really rich. Oh, cherry, chocolate, brown sugar. Definitely a lot of oak here. All right, let's give it a go. Holy shit, these are good. Guys, this is a hell of a lineup right here. I mean, all these bourbons are insane. Oh, that sip just got better. That is just cherry. Beautiful, beautiful sweet oak. Very like Rickhouse type influence. A lot of deep, rich caramels. A little bit of butterscotch there too. Black pepper. Nice long finish. And that one's right up there. Okay. Jason C just showed his O face. Oh. Ever pick up your Glen, forget it has a challenge coin on top, and that heavy coin falls and dunks your dog in the head? No, just me. I will has all the whiskey, please, and thank you. Kilco. Everyone go check out Kilco. Michael Leocata is calling that as Russell Reserve 13. You know, if I had a guess of this one, I would think maybe it's the Russells. But I'm trying really not to guess. I really just want to go off of what I think my favorite profile is. Unless you guys want me to guess, I could try, but this is all really difficult coming in this order. Rob Shields, if I make it to C-Bus, we should jam and drink whiskey. Daniel Whittington was afraid to jam metal with me. Dude, I was in a death metal band way back in the day. I'll freaking smash metal with anyone. That'd be fun. Just hoping the winner is one I might actually be able to obtain. Well, let's see here. Out of the ones that are here that could be attainable, the Russell's 13 is pretty tough. The old Carters are pretty tough. The 4-gate, I mean, you could still find those around if you're in the right spot. The Remus 5 just came out. Sam Houston 15, I'm not really sure how available those are around Kentucky. At least that Kentucky one batch. Then you have the Blue Note 17, those are kind of hard to get, but I still feel like I see a lot of those pictures of those around. So I don't know. Maybe the Blue Note and maybe the Sam Houston might be the big ones that you could find. And the Remus 5, again, is still just kind of dropping out. So you might be able to find those. But I think the Foregate, the Russells, and the Old Carter might be the hard ones to find out of that one, out of this lineup. So, all right, I'm going to go back through them real quick one more time, then rank them, and then see what my number one is. So I'm going to start with F here real quick. Yeah, that is a cherry, brown sugar. It's like someone put a rick house, glaze it with cherry and brown sugar, a little bit of chocolate, put it in a glass, or put it in a bottle, and then gave it to us. It's glorious. Oh my God, that's glorious. Okay. So uncanny that Jason mentioned watermelon. I recently tried a Grand Cru Reserve bourbon and wrote down Bubblicious watermelon as a note. Unique stuff. Yeah, that first sip I got of whatever 4 is, I totally got watermelon. It's a very, I think I've only gotten that in a bourbon once. So a couple of programming notes, guys. Working on getting Jackie Zykin back on the channel real soon to talk about her latest release of the Warehouse K117 117 release, and also the birthday bourbon. So that should be coming up soon. Also, September 22nd, please mark down your calendars. September 22nd. It looks like we will be having the one and only Chris Fletcher. Chris Fletcher from Jack Daniels on the channel, the master distiller, and also the assistant master distiller as well. On the channel, and I'm forgetting her name, and I feel like an asshole. It'll come to me. Lexi Phillips. Yes, Lexi Phillips. So Lexi Phillips and Chris Fletcher, distiller and master distiller and assistant master distiller from Jack Daniels, will be here live on the channel. It'll be a little bit early. It'll be at 4 o'clock on that Wednesday on September 22nd. I'm going to try to get a hold of a sample of maybe that new hazmat one that they're working on to come out, hopefully. I cannot wait to talk to them. So, there's some amazing things coming out of Jack Daniels in the last few years. So we'll get to talk to them. And hopefully you guys will have some questions in your holster ready to ask them. So really excited. Let's see here. Oh, 2 Wheels Down. What's up, man? Thanks so much. That is Swami. Thanks for coming in. What the watermelon. I'm sorry, watermelon. I love watermelon. Is Remus 5 really 3 times better than a Lost Monarch, or 2 times as good as a Russell Reserve 10? Yes and yes. Absolutely. Yep. Oh, you met Jackie Zykin last week? That's awesome, Lisa. Cool. Absolutely. Bottle giveaway, enter by super chat. All right. The Master Drum, ask Chris if he likes bananas, and if so, why. I always get a banana note of the lower proof JD stuff. The single barrel stuff is glorious. Yeah, we're gonna dive into the whole banana thing as well. Any chance of a future M&J pick at Wilderness Trail? Well, we just did the rye, Richie. So the rye, we have a Wilderness Trail rye coming. That's absolutely, out of all the picks that we have coming up, that's the one I'm most excited about. I'm sorry, patrons. There may not be any bottles left by the time that comes out. I might get all of them. Me and Scott might get like a case each of that Wilderness Trail pick because it's fucking delicious. So, and I have an amazing sticker in mind for that pick. So, all right, let's go back to E. E is getting more candy every time I get back to it. Candy corn. The nose on E is incredible. The palate, I wish was a little bit darker, but the flavors you get are really, really good. Great balance. A little bit more on the sweeter side, whereas F brings you kind of the rickhouse smells. Yeah, just crazy. All right. Yeah, I'm hoping, so when Jackie comes on, the last time she was on, I asked her about finding a Butter Pecan pick for the Mash and Journey so we can bottle that shit. So I'm going to ask her about it again, see what she's got. So hopefully, I know we're on track to do a Old Farts or barrel strength pick next year. So really looking forward to that. All right, quick drink of water. Then we're going to go to letter D here. So D was the really weird watermelon one. I'm sorry, watermelon. Watermelon. All right. I think it's the water. Every time I take a sip of water and then go to it, I get watermelon. What the hell is that? I get like watermelon and maple syrup. Maybe that's the 4-gate with all the weird finishing that's giving me that note. I don't know. But then when you go back to it, if any of you guys have this 4-gate, 3 or have a 4-gate 3, I think that could be the 4-gate. If it is, well, let's wait till the end, because if anybody has that shit, put some drops of water in it and see if they possibly tastes like watermelon. I don't know. I just don't remember that note coming out in any of these bourbons that I've ever tried. That's really weird. Really, really weird. Yep, rum gives cotton candy. I don't know. I mean, it could, but maybe it's not. I mean, the blue note gave off some really, had like some fruit flavors in it. So maybe it's the blue note. I mean, the only bourbon in this lineup I could think that would give notes like that is the 4-gate because of the rum and what is it? The rum and sherry, right? Yeah, rum and PX sherry. So that combination, I think you add a little water to it. I mean, could it be giving you off the watermelon? I don't know. I mean, that's the only bourbon I could think in this lineup that would maybe even get close to that. But I remember not tasting that shit when I first tried it. Really, really weird. Jeffrey Wack, but add water to it before and see if you get the watermelon. I'm just curious because I'm taking a sip of water and then I'm trying that glass and getting watermelon. So, but don't tell me until the end because I don't. If that's not the 4-gate, I'm gonna be really messed up in the head. So, all right, let's go to number 3 here. Oh, 3. 3 is really, really good too. 3 gives me the balance, beautiful balance. It's got like that dusty note to it, butterscotchy. Oh, that's good. Oh, I want more of that. I didn't get as much of those flavors through the first time as I'm getting now. Jeffrey Wack, just a couple drops, man. Relax. Couple drops. Yeah, the Wilderness Trail pick we did is an absolute monster of a pick. It is one of the most ridiculously good ryes I've ever tasted. I mean, I think I told the story, but the sticker is going to be, if anybody, I love the band Rush and Neil Peart. He was my drumming idol. So we were literally going through the barrels and we were tasting different barrels from around the warehouse to find our flavor. The front of the warehouse was more minty. The end of the warehouse was a little bit too sweet. We got to the middle of the warehouse and it kind of had that perfect balance. And we ended up picking a barrel kind of not so far to the end, but not so close to the middle, kind of in between. And we're tasting these different, as soon as we kind of found our area, we got 2 or 3 different barrels from around that area. And that first one we tried, so Macaulay, who's amazing, who was our barrel savant, let's call him. He was our barrel manager. He was playing some music in the warehouse. And I picked up this glass and he poured it from that barrel, the barrel that we selected. We took a sip and fucking rushed, like Tom Sawyer started playing on his speaker as I took the first sip. And it was like, holy crap, this thing is unreal. And it was hands down the favorite from everyone. So cannot wait for that pick to come out. Again, if you want a chance at the Wilderness Try pick, if you want to get your hands on one, join the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club. Just become a patron, and you might just get one. So, all right. I'm really digging letter C here. All right, Jeffrey Wack added a few drops. Okay. This is probably the best balance out of all of them. This just has beautiful balance, a nice, like, kind of a butterscotchy, dusty note to it. I love number 3. All right, let's go to 2. So 2 had the really, really rich high corn notes. It's a butter bomb. There's no other way around it. It's an absolute brown sugar bomb, or brown butter bomb, I should say. It's so sweet. It's so, it's really easy. Still good spice, dark fruits. That's very layered. A lot of oak presence. This is going to be ridiculously hard. So before I pick my whiskeys of the year, this is what I do, like on my own. I'll do a blind flight and see what I like, what comes across more. So this is kind of, I'm hoping more get added, you know, as we're getting into the the prime time for whiskey hunting in the fall here. I'm hoping, you know, we get some more additions to this lineup as we get, you know, more of these new bourbons coming out, you know, including the Parkers, you know, the Little Book, who knows, the Wild Turkey 1. I am fucking determined to get a King of Kentucky this year. If I have to pay secondary, I'll fucking pay secondary. But I want a King of Kentucky for 2021. So I am determined to get one. Now, number one is the number one nose is incredible. The palate, however, it's really good. Man, maybe because it's coming off number 2. Oh, man, it's very rich. Orange, pepper, a lot of sweet, delicious oak. Man, all of these, amazingly, they're very different. It's one of those things where, man, it's going to be a little bit hard here to pick what my favorite is. So, all right. So if I had to pick a favorite, it's going to go between, I think, let's see here. They're saving the best whiskeys for Christmas. Yeah, the King will crush them all. I mean, that's the indication I get. King of Kentucky is just ridiculous. The ones that I've had, the ones that I'm lucky of sampling, have been just insanely good. But I definitely want to own one. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's go to B real quick. I'm going to rank these and then find out what bottle is which. Then we'll do our giveaway, and then we'll call it a night. So here we go. I think B. Man, B's got some really nice, like, buttery funk to it. C. I love C. C's up there, I think, is one of my favorites. C is really good. All right. The Watermelon Wonder here. That's really good, too. That one is so polarizing. I'm just not sure what to think of that one. I feel like that's such a damn good pour. But, I mean, is that like a favorite? I would drink that all the time. Papa No Watch Him said, right now, my favorite bourbon of the year is Pinhook 10-year collaboration series #1. This stuff is incredible. 10 barrels, Wyoming distillate. Really? Popham, you got to send me a sample of that because I do trust your palate. Steve Bergo, Neil Peart, the GOAT. That's right. Yeah, it's just this one's very fruity. Just so much like fruit coming in. I'm still getting watermelon. A little bit of watermelon, maple syrup. I think that one's up there, but not very up there. All right, let's go to this one here. Incredible nose, but a youthful flavor profile compared to the other ones. The candy corn really comes out. Would you drink any of them all the time, given they're not always available? I think some of them. I think the Blue Note 17, as much as it's that's like a really nice, easy sipper that you can enjoy like any day of the week. It has a heavy corn content. I mean, remember the George Dickel mash bill is like what 84% corn. So you're looking at a really sweet like mash bill and it's only like 94 proof, easy sipper. I mean, maybe that one. The Remus 5 too. It's only 100 proof. Really good, easy sipping whiskeys. I got a good amount of backups for that Remus just so I can have it for a while because you don't know how long that ultra age NGP is going to last. All right, let's go to the last one here. Oh. All right, I think B and F are my front runners. Those two are the bee's knees right now. There's something about the richness and the butterscotch and the cherry and the flavors and the rickhouse sense that those two are bringing that are really good. Now the other four, I mean, all right, so I'm going to put these two aside because these are my top two. Not really sure what those are yet, but those are my top two. All right, let's go to now these four I have to rank. So this one, really, oh man, that's good. What the hell is that? That's got so much good, just a great balance to it. But the finish on it is not lasting very long. So maybe that's one of the lower proof ones. Could that be the Blue Note? All right, let's go to this one. Oh, this shit is delicious. This is like buttery goodness. I think I like this one over A. So I'm going to at least put B over A. Now we're going into, this is the watermelon jam. That just gets better every time I go back to it. And the last one here. It's very candy corn forward. It's good. It's really good and sweet. But compared to the others, I like the oak presence and the balance over the candy corn of it. So I'm probably going to go this one in third. So this is 3. I'm going to do the watermelon 4. Then this one. I like the balance on this, I think. All right, so I'm going to put that, then that there. All right, now to pick my top 2, this is going to be tough because both of these have incredible flavor profiles, and I can basically switch these out for my number 1. I snuck Basil Hayden toasted in here to win. I'm just saying. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to go, I think, with the one on the left. It's just my flavor. It's just so much butterscotch and creme brulee, and there's like a dusty note to it. It's almost like a throwback. But this one is so this is a close second, or close first, I should say. It's like 1A and 1B. Oh, that's so good. All right. 1 and 2 are very big standouts here against 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Let's find out what they are. And then we're going to get into the, is Old Carter pretty good? I have it on the shelf at my store. All right. So last place in this tasting for my favorite bourbon so far of 2021. Last place. What? The Old Carter. The Old Carter came in last in this tasting. And you know what? And I'll tell you why. The Old Carter, as good as it is, gets, I think, a little bit exposed when it goes up against this stuff that's older. Old Carter definitely uses younger whiskey and light whiskey. And I think I kind of was thinking in my head that was the Old Carter because of the candy corn notes I was getting in it. They use a lot of light whiskey in it. And yeah, the candy corn notes were just, it was very, very sweet. On its own, Old Carter's great. Against all these, it just paled because of the youthful, very heavy corn notes to it. So absolutely. I had a feeling it was the Old Carter. I really did. All right, so second to last place. I wasn't sure what that one was. I was a little bit scared to try to figure out what that one was. You know what it was? The Remus 5. Remus 5 comes in and takes out Old Carter. Oh, holy shit. I think what hurt this Remus was the proof, honestly. But I mean, I got more oak and more balance and more full flavors in the Remus than I was getting in some in the sips of the Old Carter as I kept going on. There goes the Old Carter sponsorship. Yeah, I mean, the fact that a $90 bottle took down a $200 bottle, that's pretty amazing, I would say. All right, so now we're getting into the nitty gritty here. Now we're getting into the top 4. Let's see what came in fourth. So 4 was the watermelon bottle. And I was right. I was right on what the fuck it was. It was the 4-gate. The 4-gate comes in fourth in this tasting. I mean, it's delicious. It's great. The fruit flavors were there. But, I mean, yeah, I don't know what it was on my palate tonight. It kept getting fucking watermelon notes. Yeah, you never know what could happen to a blind. Yeah, what the fuck? Oh, boy. I was getting that watermelon note on it, too, before the water, but it really came after. It's like watermelon gummies covered in sugar. Absolutely. Totally. The watermelon was coming through strong. Every time I took a sip of water and went back to it, it became watermelon. Any of you guys that have this, add some drops of water to it, and I swear to God, you will get watermelon. So that means in the top 3, we have the Russell's 13, the Sam Houston 15, and the Blue Note 17. All right. Oh, Mike M tried the backbone. My verdict: fruits, oak, vanilla, and spice in the nose. More of the same on the palate. Great pick and a great show tonight. Awesome, Mike. Thank you so much, man. PX could be very fruity, gummy sweetness, and I think that's what's coming through, Alejandro. Totally. All right. We got some solid top 3 here right now. So let's go to number 3. So number 3, was the Butter Bomb. And that one came in and was the Blue Note 17. The Blue Note 17 takes out the 4-gate, takes out the Remus, and takes out the Old Carter. Now, this bottle was about 170, I think, retail when it came out. This is just beautifully aged George Dickel, non-Lincoln County process. This is just all dusty, musty, rickhouse, butter, brown butter, creme brulee, all of it in the bottle. Absolutely stunning, stunning bottle. I absolutely love this stuff. If any of you guys have this around you, please get in touch with me and let me know, because I would like another bottle. I'm just saying, it's delicious. Blue Note 17 top 3. I'm popping mine open right now. Would you say these have been neck and neck so far? Yeah, I mean, all of these are really close, honestly. Just when you put these in a blind, like I said earlier, you know, the flavors and stuff, you know, everything affects one another. It just changes. It really does. That's why I wanted to do this blind tasting. That's why I do it before I pick my bourbons of the year. So that means the top 2, Russell's 13 and Sam Houston 15. Sam Houston fucking 15 coming in. All right. No fucking way. There's no way. That's my profile. Number 1. And a very, very, very close number 2. Number 1 was the Sam Houston 15 KY01. Number 2 was the Russell's 13. Holy shit. There it is. That's the lineup right here. Let me switch that up there. Wow. Russell's the 13 for the number 1. Blue Note winner chicken dinner. How long has that Remus been open compared to the other? I mean, the Remus, I just got it. It hasn't been open that long, honestly. Holy shit. That Kentucky one is a serious hitter, but it's no 4-gate. Yeah, Dustin, the 4-gate's good, but maybe just compared and as you drink through these, it really didn't stand out as much as I thought it would, honestly. Kentucky one is so good, but I did not see that coming. Suggett, Russell Reserve 13. Recount. Listen, these two, as I said, were the big standouts. I mean, there's no bones about it. The Russell's 13 and the Sam Houston 15, Kentucky 01 are far and away, I think, in my opinion, standouts this year. The rest of these 4 are really good, but these 2 specifically very, very much stood out. I'm going to do this blind again after the fall happens and after some more of those, the other bourbon releases come out, the birthday bourbon, maybe some of the BTAC will make it in there. My King of Kentucky, once I get that shit, So this is kind of an ever-changing process, but it was really interesting just to kind of do the bourbons that stood out to me so far this year to see how they would fall. But these 2 right here are very, very special, delicious bottles. The Russell's 13, I know, is a fucking unicorn, and people are raping people on the secondary for this. I'm not sure if this Sam Houston 15 is still around, but this is my profile. It's sweet. It's extremely butterscotchy. It has a dusty type of. If any of you guys have ever had some of the old granddads from like the 80s with that really extreme like butterscotch Werther's Original candy note, this has that in spades, and I think that's why I'm leaning towards it. As good as the Russell's 13 is with the oak and the cherry and the chocolate and the spice, this thing right here just fits my palate so perfectly. Man, Sam Houston 15 for the win. But Russell's 13 not too far behind. So what's the good news here is I don't know if this is still around, but if it is around in Kentucky, fucking go grab it immediately. Sam Houston is not a single barrel. It's actually a blend of 3 barrels. It's a 3-barrel blend. Yeah, great blind. Yeah, it was a really fun blind to do. Big Vic, shit, I quit. Got Russell's 13. It's much more in my budget, so yay. Oh, you got Russell's 13? Nice, Whiskey Mountains. Yeah, I mean, it's a delicious bourbon. I mean, both of them. Wonder why there isn't so much on Hulling Station Single Barrel 6-year. I just haven't seen enough of it in my area to even... Hulling Station from Old Dominic's is an absolutely stellar bourbon. So if anyone has not tried that yet, definitely try it. I mean, they're doing some sourcing, but they're blending with their own stuff. So, all right. That was a crazy, fun blind tasting. The Russell's 13 and the Samuelson 15. I am going to sip both of these very, very slowly. I don't know if I'll get another bottle of this. Ohio, I think, is still leaning... From everyone I talk to, this Russell's 13 is still... They're betting... Everyone that works at the liquor agencies think that Russell's 13 is going to go lottery for Ohio. So if that's the case, I probably won't get another one, unfortunately, for this year. But I'm glad I got my one, and I'm happy, and I have a chance to get it next year. So we'll see what happens. I'm sorry, Hulling Station. Hulling. Samuelson 15 was sitting in my Albertansons in SoCal. Bought 3. When can I swing by for a sample of that Russell Reserve 13, Jason? Hey, anytime you want, man. You want to swing by and get a sample? Happy to oblige. So, absolutely great blind tasting tonight. Whoever, one of the mods, whoever was taking care of the names for the giveaway tonight, please let me know in the chat, and I will pick a number, and we could call it a night. The Bourbon Van. Somebody sent us a Sam 15 sample. Looks like we have a head-to-head to try. Bourbon Van, was it the KY1 that you got, the Kentucky 01 that you got, or the 2 or 3? I'm just curious what you got. Oh, my mom did get batch 9. That is batch 9. Oh shit. So the straight rye that I have a chance to get is the batch 9 from Old Carter. I might get that one. That thing is good. All right, I got you. All right, let's see here. Ohio Lottery. So you're telling me there's a slim chance. I am 0 for 16 in the Ohio Lottery. I'm a proud member of the 0 for 16 club. 16 lotteries, 16 zeros have come up empty. The closest I got was winning a birthday bourbon in the 2018 birthday bourbon. I was literally 2 numbers away. Like a guy, like three people next to me. Fucking guy. I was like, yes. I'm like, son of a bitch. That was the closest I was gonna get. Let's see here. 1 to 73 says Whiskey Mountains. Okay. Let's use the old Google machine. We're gonna ask the Italian grandma to pick a quick number here. So let's say hi to the Italian grandma.
Cuckoo. Hi, cuckoo.
Hey Google, pick a number between 1 and 73.
59.
So the number we got 59. 59. What do you got from Adriana Whiskey Mountains? 59. What do you got? Everybody loves the Goo Goo Grandma. Yes. Congrats. Oh shit, Brian Toner. Brian Toner. Congratulations, man. Brian has been he's been a fixture in the chat for a long time, so really excited that he won. Brian Toner, shoot me a message either on Instagram or find me on or email me at themashanddrum@gmail.com, and you can make your choice whether you want the Backbone Sherry or if you want the a pair of the Rebel and Ezra picks. So cheers to you. Congrats, Brian. I want to thank everyone tonight for hanging out, listening to a couple of my rants, and also tasting through an amazing blind flight, trying the old Carters, trying the newest Foregate. We had a lot of great bourbon and whiskey tonight. So if you guys haven't yet, thanks so much. Please subscribe. Please hit the like button before you leave on the way out. The likes really do help the channel. And what can I say? Next week we'll be right back here. We might have a guest next week. I'm trying to think of the schedule, but again, look out for some lives with Jackie Zykin again. And also we might, mark your calendar for September 22nd to talk to the master distillers over at Jack Daniel. So thank you so much for everything. We have, Lexi Phillips and Chris Fletcher. So thanks for everyone for hanging out tonight. Amazing blind tasting. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. John White, happy birthday, buddy. Have a good night, everyone. And we'll see you next week right here on the Mash and Drum. Take care, everybody. Cheers.